Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty intriguing news going on. And first and foremost, it's kinda nice, good news because Sony finally listened. There's actually been a lot of public outcry, a lot of drama, a lot of just other various people kind of critiquing a lot of Sony's business practices, especially when it comes to one of their most recent PlayStation 5 exclusive games. We did make a few videos on this throughout this past week or so because it's just been non-stop with people upset, whether it's just kind of bad actions. They're kind of just trying their best to milk as much money as they possibly could. Now, I kind of wish I was kind of memeing on that or kind of be like a hyperbole, but it's actually been kind of bad, especially in the state of gaming. And I think a lot of people, especially as I was making some videos on it and also streaming up on Twitch, a lot of people are like, yeah, this is not a good situation. It's not good. We don't like this. We don't want to see more of this. There should be some changes. And thankfully, changes are coming. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about over here, so make sure you guys are subscribed before we fully dive in the video itself, and I'll pop on the notifications too, as well for restock news, gaming news, all that good stuff. We have the Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc, digital console controller, still waiting for that good old drop. We have the Twitter and Twitch stream down below, the Twitter giveaway down below, we have the Weeble and Coinbase as well, and let's go and dive in the video itself. And definitely leave a like if you guys agree, or if you guys want to chime in your thoughts on this, because at the end of the day, I do think Sony and all these other big game companies like, say, Nintendo, Microsoft, listening to their audience, listening to the people literally giving them money is probably one of the most important things a gaming company especially can actually go and do. So I'm happy to see that they're actually doing some stuff. We have official statements on this drama, and let's go and talk about it. So if you guys don't necessarily really know what I'm talking about, I'm sure you guys probably do. This is more in regards to the Gran Turismo 7. Now, if you guys haven't played the game or bought the game, don't worry. You guys probably just want to go and buy some popcorn yourself and kind of sit here and listen to all the drama going on. So if you guys missed any of the previous videos or anything of the sort, basically, Gran Turismo, it's a racing game. It's it's trying to be slightly more on the realistic side in comparison, say, like a Need for Speed or a Forza, where you basically can go and fine-tune your car, you can change engines, transmissions, etc. You physically have to earn a lot more of the cars. There's a lot more realism to it. It's more of an actual sim rather than an arcade racer. So you have to worry about the brakes. You have to worry about taking turns and direct angles. A lot of people like to have racing wheels. It's just a little bit more of a serious game in comparison to, say, an arcade racer or, say, a GTA. So with that, if you want to get the cars, it's been a grind. It's been a slog. And that's kind of the one big drama a lot of people have been dealing with, because it's a $70 game. Very expensive game. You're basically paying full price for the game. It's a PlayStation game exclusive, etc. But the big issue on this is that there's also microtransactions. There's a lot of little small things tied on in. So if you want to basically be able to go and make your car better to compete with even just the AI racers, you need to go and have the money to improve your car. To get a certain higher level up on your car, statistics, you need to have the money for it. And as well, you can kind of still go through it. It's not some places aren't the biggest grinds, but there are times throughout the game where if you guys want to get a certain car, you guys want to go and get a certain really expensive improvement for your car, you basically got to go and grind out money, or obviously, and that's kind of where a lot of the controversy comes to, you have to go and then buy microtransaction money to get the car. And also, you sometimes do get these little slips in the game too, although people as well have also been complaining how it just pretty much always gives you the worst loot of $5,000, which is essentially the same equivalent a 5-minute race of grinding. And as you guys know, the cars are worth a lot of money. So some of them are $300,000, $500,000. And basically, if you guys want to go get some of the nicer cars, you essentially have to go and play this as your part-time job. It's not fun, and especially if you're spending $70 on the game. And there's also been issues where the online was offline for 2 days. So people were upset with that. They couldn't play the game. There's basically all the functions were gone. If they're trying to go push to live service, you essentially have to have the game actually be live for people to go play it. For the cars themselves, they literally increased the price point. If you guys saw all the stuff, you guys probably know. But they literally, as they took it down, they increased the cost for the cars. And it was already a hard thing to go and grind and get. And people were obviously upset because it was so hard to grind. It takes such a long time. So instead of just making it easier, easier or making like the experience more fun, they raise the prices. And on top of that, there's microtransactions to buy the game after you already spent $70 in the game, where it's just basically a free-to-play game just put as a $70 game. As you guys can tell, I'm somewhat upset because I played the game. It's not bad, but like there's just so many issues. But at least like I don't want to harp on them. This is kind of what our previous videos were. I'm just giving you guys context in case you guys missed it. But now we actually finally have Sony realizing that they were maybe just being just a little tiny bit too greedy. Thankfully. I don't know. I'll give them credit where credit's due, but this kind of was like this was pretty obvious. If you're a game dev, you're a company, you realize that people were pretty much upset pretty quickly on, so it's kind of annoying. But there actually was now an update from Polyphony Digital in regards to the basically for the PlayStation game. Dear Gran Turismo community, thank you for your continued support and feedback on Gran Turismo 7. Your voices have not gone unheard. I would like to apologize for the frustration and confusion caused last week with our patch updates, which resulted in not only a server outage, which is like a multi-day server outage we mentioned, but also adjustments in the in-game economy too as well without a clear explanation. So basically, the two things. People didn't want to spend more money for microtransaction, waste more time grinding, and actually wanted to go play the game that they spent all that money on. We know this is not Gran Turismo experience you expect, and we'll be making a goodwill gesture in the form of a non-paid credit pack of 1 million credit available to all those players who may be affected. You will see this hit your accounts shortly, so make sure you log in the game before April 25th. So that's like the number one. They basically are saying, hey, we kind of realize the game's kind of a grind. We realize that some people are like, you can't really play the single-player game sometimes. Maybe they accidentally bought the wrong car, so then you essentially have to go and grind out. Like I kind of did myself early game, because I'm not like that familiar with Gran Turismo. So if you spend $100,000 in the in-game economy money, and then you can't even win the race you're supposed to go and win because it's so hard. Like basically, like imagine trying to go race like with a Ford Focus versus like a Corvette. Like it's really hard to win, and it's not like a skill thing, it's not like a gameplay thing. Just like generally your car will be capped out at say like 100 miles an hour. The other AI car will be going 140. Just easy statistical math. It's hard to go and do. Now if your cars are pretty similar, you can still maybe go and win, don't get me wrong, but if it's just that big of a disparity, like I said, imagine racing a Corvette when you're literally using a Ford Focus. It's hard. Like you can't do it. So basically the patch also previously deployed was intended to rectify an issue with inconsistent reward payouts within a part of the world circuit events, but to reestablish the intended equilibrium and provide more accurate rewards based on time investment and completion, which is kind of what a lot of people were complaining on, myself included, because it kind of seemed like people found an easy way to go and grind and get money, and then they took it away. And that's annoying because obviously they want to have microtransactions because that's how they make a lot of extra money. But as a $70 game, it just seems so inappropriate. So basically for them, they had to go and state to improve the player experience, we'll be rolling out a considerable patch at the beginning of April. So as of not like right off now, but we still have a few more like days to wait for it. This is, I think, we're good. Like I'm kind of harping on the game still, but it's because it was just such a bad situation all around. I do think it's nice that they're giving out free money. I do think that it's nice that they're changing this stuff and making it all the grind easier, because at the end of the day, you don't want to have a $70 game with microtransactions just completely filling it up, and I'm sure you guys would agree. So the number of events will be increased, and we will establish the reward system with now greater balance throughout the game to benefit all players. So number one, they're giving out a bunch of free money, which is good for progression, good for getting free cars, etc. Now, the next update will be in the next update coming out soon. Increase rewards in the events in the later half of the World Cup by basically about double. So they're basically giving out a lot more money, which would be kind of good for people who kind of need that money, because late game you need that for different cars, upgrades, upgrading your cars, changing your car, upgrades, whatever it is. That is good. They're making the game like less grinding. Good stuff. Addition of high rewards for clearing the circuit experience in all of the gold/all bronze results. Good. So basically, you're playing the game, you get more money. Good stuff. Increase the rewards of online races. Good. Incentivize people that play online, have fun online, play with their friends, and also make more money by just casually playing the game, which should have been here in the game the entire time. Include a total of 8 new 1-hour endurance races, events, 2 missions. These will also have a higher reward settings. Also good if someone's really spending an hour on a race, they should be able to go get paid some good money in the game. That's pretty long. That's probably longer than I spend even having conversations with my friends. So you want to what? That's big. Give more money. Increase the upper limit of non-paid credits to player wallets to 20 mil credits to 100 mil. Also nice too in case people want to save or get other various different cards. That's not bad. Increase the quantity of used and legend cars on offer as well. Also very nice because it lets people play the game they spent $70 on in the first place. It's less paywalled and people can actually enjoy the game too as well. And they also will say there's going to be a few additional patches between now and the end of April, which will also be adding new cars, course layouts, and other fixes, which is good. If you want to have a live service game, you want to make it so people can actually feasibly get the game, they can utilize the content, and if they're spending $70, I want real stuff going on in the game itself. They also want to take the opportunity to lay out some near-term updates that they're working on too as well, where they want to increase the payout of limited time rewards to further World Circuit event additions, addition to endurance races to missions, including 24-hour races, which I have no idea how people do that, online time trial and level rewards too as well, and also big thing, so cars can also be sold. So this is great to see, although it still stinks that they initially thought they can kind of scheme a way into it with a $70 game with microtransactions tied on in, but it does make me happy seeing Sony addressing the drama, addressing these issues, and at least somewhat trying to rectify it. So it's not the best solution ever, but I will give them credit that they did try and they did notice it. So you guys can kind of give me your thoughts and comments down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc digital console controller, Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below. We got that Webull, we got that Coinbase, got the giveaways and all that stuff, and I'll appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Give me your thoughts and comments down below.